first thing I want to do is thank each and every one of you and congratulate you for coming out tonight, for being an active member of the Middlesex Tea Party organization. I'm really impressed with the structure you have and the agenda you put in place this evening. I'm proud of you. This is what has to happen all across the country for us to take control of our government and to run this country the way the Founding Fathers intended it to be run, and as they outlined for us in the supreme law of the land, the Constitution of the United States. So I'm very, very proud of you. And I want you to know that it's this kind of activity on your part that encourages people like me to stand up and consider running for office. We need you to be the foundation for this change that we're trying to bring about in the government. I want to start off by saying that in 2012, I'm very interested. I'm not an announced candidate yet, but I'm very interested in running for U.S. Senate. I know most of you are aware of the fact that I did run for Congress in 2010 against Frank Pallone. I want you to know we had terrific results in that race. Although we didn't win, we did beat Frank Pallone in 25 out of 40 towns, and you should be very proud of that. And in the 15 towns where we lost, in 10 out of the 15, we came within 100 votes of beating him. And those were right here in Middlesex County. So give yourselves a round of applause. You did a super job in 2010. 2012 is a little bit different than 2010. You see, in 2010, we the people did not have control over either house of the Congress and the federal government. Now in 2012, we the people are directing what goes on in the House of Representatives. We have some establishment people that like to try to go their own way, but having been to Washington twice a month since November of 2010, I can tell you that there are think tank organizations active down there. They're off-the-record meetings, and if there is an introduction of legislation on the floor in the House that they don't like, believe you me, within 24 hours it's changed. So we the people are definitely directing what's going on in the House of Representatives right now. Your representatives in Washington have passed upwards of 20 jobs bills, and they've repealed Obamacare from the House of Representatives. Now, if you remember, that's a bill, that's not a law. You see, it has to go through the Senate before it becomes a law that can go to the President's desk to be signed. We're having a bit of a problem with the U.S. Senate. See, we didn't get the majority in 2010 in the U.S. Senate, which means, God help us, Harry Reid is still in charge. And boy, oh boy, does he flex his muscles. You see, all those bills I just referenced are sitting on the steps at the Senate, and he won't even list them on the agenda for discussion, let alone pass them into law. So what we've got to do in 2012, in my humble opinion, being just one voice, is take back the U.S. Senate so that we can pass our laws and take back the presidency so we can get them signed. Are you with me? Now, one of the U.S. senators who seems to be a leader down there in D.C., as quiet as he is here in the state of New Jersey, is Bob Menendez. He is not in touch with you, and he's certainly not in touch with me. But he is working with progressive, liberal, democratic leadership in Washington, D.C. And the trouble we've got is he will do whatever Harry Reid wants. Now, if Harry Reid's not listening to we the people, then that means Bob Menendez isn't listening to we the people either. And the only way we change what's going on in Washington is if we change the people we send to Washington. Amen. So I don't know about you, but I'm not sending Bob Menendez back to Washington.
No way.
Okay.
He should have never gone in the first
So
place.
how are we going to beat Bob Menendez? Well, we did a great job in 2010 trying to beat Frank Pallone, right?
Yes.
Well, I didn't stop working in November of 2010. I continued to work hard with most of you in this room. None of us went home after the November election in 2010. We had legislative elections in 2011, led by NJGOP, and we didn't win those seats, but we had star candidates step forward on the principles that we the people put forward through organizations like this one. They stood firm on your positions. and they built grassroots teams. That's step number one. You and I know this doesn't happen overnight. We've got to build on our success. So what I did as my part in the 2011 races is I traveled around the state and I gave as much support as I could, both in training and in door-to-door activity and in stump speech for the candidate. And we also did a lot of work in school choice. I'm the New Jersey coordinator for T4Education.com, and we put together a group of 16 legislative candidates, at least one of whom is in the room, who were all identified as candidates that we the people could trust to take your position on school choice, a menu of options and opportunities for kids, and the opportunity for parents to direct the education of their children. Amen. So with that work in 2011, I've done a good job of getting around the state. As a matter of fact, we looked at our contacts when we were finished, and we're pretty sure we've got grassroots groups that we know about in 16 out of 21 counties right now. And I'm finding out every day that there are groups that have sprung up in reaction to what's going on federally and in the state of New Jersey that are plugging in every day. So we've got a really good jump start on the grassroots team. So what I've done is I've asked certain people to become county coordinators, and I've asked other people to become town coordinators, and those that have said yes, and there are probably close to 50 of them at this point throughout the state, have taken a petition and begun circulating it. I want to know if we the people want to put me on the ballot. Some of you may have seen that petition here at the meeting tonight. If you're a registered Republican, I would encourage you to consider signing it, and obviously vet me this evening, that's what I'm here for, and check out my website. I do have a website, annalittleforsenate.com. To me, that's the first step, is to get my positions out there so you can evaluate me. This is a job interview for me. I want to work for you in Washington, and it's about time somebody decided that you were in charge. I don't want to go down there with my ideas. I want to go down there with your ideas. I want to take your voice into D.C., and I want D.C. to run the way you say. And that means this won't be the last you see of me. I'll end with 2 points. One is this is not going to be an easy fight. Get ready. Because this guy is not going to go willingly. And he's going to fight hard and he's going to fight dirty. I'm battle tested. I've been through this. I've been through it at the local level. I've been through it at the county level. There is nothing this guy or anybody loyal to him can say or do to me that's going to knock me off my game. I need you to be strong with me. You need to be tough. You're not going to like what they have to say about you, and you're not going to like what they have to say about me. But that's okay, because we don't want to be in their club. We have one of our own. The second thing I want to say to you is that this is a statewide race. Now, we won the primary off the line against a little-known, very wealthy, inexperienced candidate in 2010. We spent $19,000 to her $258,000, and we won by 84 votes. We, the people, took charge and made it happen. We can do that again statewide. But unlike the congressional district, we have a lot of territory to cover. That's going to be a lot more signs, a lot more pamphlets, a lot more grassroots reproduced flyers, bumper stickers. That's pretty much, and then the t-shirts, of course. You can't have a grassroots campaign without a t-shirt, can you? I don't think so. So we're going to need a little bit more than $19,000 to do this. So just keep that in mind. I don't think we need a lot of money from any one person. Matter of fact, I'm proud of the fact that I don't have single donors yanking a chain saying, I paid you, now do what I say. I like lots of little donors, capital L-I-T-T-L-E donors. Okay, it's kind of cute, huh? So think about it, because none of us are wealthy, and we need to prepare for something like this. I don't want anybody to skip a mortgage payment or change what they're eating or lose a business. It's not necessary. There's a lot of us, okay? There are 566 towns in the state of New Jersey and 21 counties and a whole lot of people. We can get this done. Okay? That's my presentation. I think it's up to you now. On a quick side note, before we go to questions, who's got a cell phone with them this evening? Can you take it out for me? I think most cell phones have a camera on them. Now, if you feel comfortable taking a picture of me, I'd like you to do that. If you don't, take a picture of your neighbor and say you're at the Middlesex County Tea Party meeting. But that has to go up on Facebook, Twitter, or your email list, whatever you use to communicate right now. And that is the most important thing you can do between now and November of 2012. Because when you do that, your neighbor says, gee, maybe I should go to that meeting, or maybe I should get to know that candidate. You have the power. Okay. I would consider that a vote of support.